We are sitting down with Ruben in the Perfect Note in Birmingham, Alabama, Ruben's hometown, to have a chat about Ruben's time in the Boys and Girls Club and his career. How are you doing?
I'm excellent, sir. How about yourself?
Good. How many times do you perform here, this venue?
I have performed here maybe 2 times.
Oh, really? What was the set?
I performed here for my birthday. I did that.
So you know the date?
I do know the date because I specifically wanted to do something in my hometown for my birthday, and this is where I decided to do it.
How old were you when you first joined the Boys and Girls Club?
I think I was about 6 or 7 when I first joined the Boys Club.
Really? What's your first memory?
My first memory of the Boys Club was understanding what the Boys Club was, because 2 of my older cousins had started going to the Boys and Girls Club of Central Alabama, and I think at that time you had to be 7 or 8 to come to the club, and I wasn't old enough until the next summer. And I started that next summer going to the Boys and Girls Club. I think I was about 8 years old, 7 or 8 years old, and I didn't stop until I was maybe 13 or 14, something like that.
What traits can you trace back to your time at the Boys and Girls Club?
A lot of club kids have very different experiences. My mom and dad kept me involved in a lot of extracurricular activities out of school. I remember just having an outlet to express who I was as Ruben. Like, there were always opportunities, whether it be talent shows, creative writing competitions. There were always opportunities for me to be artistic at the Boys and Girls Club. And for me, as a professional entertainer now, like, those experiences are invaluable. Like, whatever it was that you were into, you had the opportunity to become great at. And I think that is the thing to me that's invaluable about the Boys and Girls Clubs. It gives people an opportunity outside of their parochial school, their educational process, to continue to find what their passion is.
You work tirelessly to bring music to underserved kids.
Right.
When you walk into a room, what's like the first thing you do with the kids?
Learn the kid first. Like, I think kids are more, and this is something really I learned from being around Mr. and Mrs. Kleckler at the Boys and Girls Club. I really feel like they, took the time out to figure out who we were so they could, see what programs they had at the Boys and Girls Club best fit us. But for me, what I try to do is spend at least the first day of the Ruben Studdard Music Camp talking to the kids and learning who they are and what they want to learn, because a lot of times the greatest accomplishment for me wasn't being on Broadway. That was great, right? For me, the greatest accomplishment was walking across the street and one of my camp kids was in the show across the street.
Yeah.
Like, that's the big accomplishment. That's when you know that you're doing the work that you're supposed to be doing.
So you're teaching a master music class at the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. Tell me about when those kids walk into the classroom. What's their expectations?
I don't think they have any. I think they come to the class open, and that's the one thing that's different with college kids, is because than high school and middle school kids. High school and middle school kids' parents set their expectation for the event. These kids come, they don't have to come to the master class. They could come if they want to. So, it was really a breath of fresh air. I love not having to have all this information stored in my brain and not let it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you have another album coming up?
Absolutely. I've been working on this album for a while now, and hopefully it'll be out before the end of this year. We were full speed ahead with, my Ruben Sings Luther tour, which, thank God, is now slowly catching back on. And, that was our focus when the pandemic started. I had an opportunity to kind of work with some producers here and there. So I'm looking forward to having an album come out before this year.
Great. Hey, in closing, I want you to look at the camera and talk to a 6-year-old boy who's just struggling to find his spot in the world. What would you tell him?
It's okay. Everybody struggles to find their spot in the world. Nobody knows who they want to be at 6 years old, and that's why you have to go and have fun and figure out what it is you want to do. And once you figure that out, you might be 15, 16, 17, 18, maybe even 21 years old when you figure out what you want to do. But it'll be fine, and you'll get to have fun at the Boys and Girls Club while you're trying to figure it out.
There you go. Thank you, Ruben. Thank you very, very much for all your support of the Chattanooga Boys and Girls Club and Chattanooga. We look forward to seeing you back teaching your class.
Thank you, sir.